From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, April the 3rd, 2020. Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz said negotiations towards forming a unity government with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu were close to being completed, but there was still work to be done. Gantz posted today in Hebrew on his Facebook page, "We have reached an agreement on most issues, but there are a number of crucial and critical ones that are still under discussion. It is clear," Gantz wrote, "to all of us that there is no other alternative for either party than a unity deal, and that the state of Israel needs a government." Well, one of those critical issues is believed to be over West Bank annexation, which Netanyahu is for and Gantz is against. And an update for you now on a story we reported to you about yesterday, the overturning by a Pakistani high court of the murder convictions of the terrorists involved in the kidnapping and murder of Jewish journalist Daniel Pearl in Pakistan in 2002. The Associated Press reports today that a Pakistani provincial government has appealed to the High Court to have the convictions reinstated and ordered the rearrest of the convicted killers to remain in custody for 3 months while the appeal takes place. The overturning of the conviction caused outrage, including from Pearl's father, Judea Pearl, and from the Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations, whose leaders Arthur Stark, William Daroff, and Malcolm Hoenlein said it is unconscionable for these barbaric killers to go free. Well, among the deaths of Jewish figures from the coronavirus epidemic, author and sociologist William Helm, who was 74. Helm was a longtime professor at City College of New York, and he wrote over a dozen books, including The New York Nobody Knows, Walking 6,000 Miles in the City, which followed his efforts to walk down every street of the Big Apple. Al Israel Airlines completed its longest flight ever today, 17 hours and 15 minutes, bringing stranded Israelis home from Melbourne, Australia. 280 Israelis who were stuck in Australia and New Zealand because of the COVID-19 pandemic. They flew home on the national carrier for free, among El Al's rescue missions requested by Israel's foreign ministry. And advice on staying mentally healthy during this pandemic from the International Space Station. Jewish astronaut Jessica Muir tweeted a video with her tips from space.
Hello everyone, I'm NASA astronaut Jessica Muir, currently living on board the International Space Station. We thought we would share some of our tips on how to live successfully and happily while in isolation. Studies have shown that exercise is vital not only to your physical health, but also to your mental well-being. You may need to get a little bit creative to get that heart rate elevated while at home without heading to the gym, but we're confident you can come up with something.
Chief rabbis from around the world are coming together in the face of the coronavirus crisis. Both chief rabbis of Israel, as well as those from South Africa, Russia, Argentina, and many others, launched Keeping It Together, which calls on world Jewry to make this Shabbat before Passover, known as Shabbat Hagadol, a Shabbat of kindness, prayer, and connection to the divine. Among the ideas, to reach out and offer support to someone who is alone or struggling. South Africa Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein said the unprecedented nature of the crisis that COVID-19 has caused requires an unprecedented show of unity. He said this is the first time that there has been a joint call of chief rabbis on this level, united in our message for world Jewry to come together in support of one another. And a sign of support from Israel to the American people in light of the coronavirus crisis, Tel Aviv lit up its City Hall building with the American flag this week. In solidarity, the city tweeted, with the American people and the residents of our partner cities, mentioning Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, Philadelphia, and San Antonio. Mayor of Tel Aviv, Ron Huldai, tweeted, "We hold you close to our hearts." U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman tweeted that he was touched by the gesture. Friedman wrote, "Our two countries have long cherished a special relationship and share a resilient spirit. We will get through this together." And a Jewish high school has converted its art center to make face shields for medical professionals. The JTA reports that Kohelet Yeshiva High School in suburban Philadelphia is using their 3D printer and laser cutter to now make the protective equipment. The school's art teacher Daniel Ostrov and his wife Stephanie Cole, who is a graphic designer, made the prototype that was approved by a local hospital. And the two have been working tirelessly ever since, with funding from the community. The modern Orthodox school's principal, Rabbi Gil Pearl, referred to the Jewish teaching of you are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. Well, Pearl told the JTA, we're not going to finish it, we're not going to solve the shortage, but if we can do something, if we can make a dent, then that's our responsibility. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, April the 3rd. Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue are coming up at 5:20, followed by live Shabbat services at 6 from New York City's Central Synagogue. Then musical performances from David Broza, Ron Eliran, and Peter Yarrow. At 7:50, former UK Chief Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs speaks about extremism. At 8:50, it's the film Beyond Eruv, and then a replay of Kabbalat Shabbat. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, April the 3rd, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.